counsel for defendant laws and reserves opening and in presentation of their case. I'm opening on the first witness.
Your Honor, first I would ask to introduce prior convictions. I have marked for identification purposes as court exhibits A through G, certified copies of judgments for Juan Malazan. I'm going to introduce them as court exhibits A through G, not to be shown to the jury, and ask to be allowed to read the relevant parts to the jury.
For exhibits A through G are admitted. I'm not permitted to read the relevant portions to the jury.
Thank you, Judge. Again, these are what you will not be allowed to take with you. Court Exhibit A is case number 22C01-1407F6-1276 of the Floyd Circuit Court, Floyd County, Indiana. The date of the offense is July 25th of 2014. The offense is resisting law enforcement. The defendant's name is Dewan Q. Malazan. Count 1. In Floyd County, State of Indiana, Dewan Q. Malazan did knowingly and intentionally flee from a law enforcement officer of the Indiana State Police after said officer identified himself by visible or audible means and ordered said defendant to stop, and Dewan Q. Malazan used a vehicle to commit the offense. The date of that judgment was November 3rd of 2014, and he received 1 year to serve. Court Exhibit B is case number 06CR1686 from the Fayette Circuit Court. The date of the offense is October 17th of 2006. The offense is possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. The defendant's name is Dewan Q. Malazan. Count 1. On or about the 17th day of October 2006 in Fayette County, Kentucky, the above-named defendant committed the offense of possession of a handgun by a convicted felon when he possessed a handgun after being convicted of a felony. Date of that judgment was November 15th of 2007, and he received 10 years to serve. Court Exhibit C is 07CR19, Fayette Circuit Court. Date of the offense, October 15th of 2006. Offense is wanton endangerment, first degree, 2 counts. Defendant's name is Dewan Q. Malazan. Count 1. On or about the 15th day of October 2006 in Fayette County, Kentucky, the above-named defendant committed the offense of wanton endangerment, first degree, when under circumstances manifesting extreme indifference to the value of human life, he unlawfully shot into an apartment, creating a substantial danger of death or serious physical injury to a person. Count 2. On or about the 15th day of October 2006 in Fayette County, Kentucky, the above-named defendant committed the offense of wanton endangerment, first degree, when under circumstances manifesting extreme indifference to the value of human life, he unlawfully shot into an apartment, creating a substantial danger of death or serious physical injury to another person. Date of judgment, November 15th, 2007, and he received 2 years to serve. Court Exhibit D, case number 01CR1153, the Fayette Circuit Court. The date of the offense is August 15th of 2001. The offense is assault second degree and tampering with physical evidence. The defendant's name is Dewan Q. Malazan. On or about the 15th day of August 2001, Fayette County, Kentucky, the above-named defendant committed the offense of assault second degree by intentionally causing physical injury to another person by shooting him with a gun. Count 2. On or about the 15th day through the 19th days of August 2001 in Fayette County, Kentucky, the above-named defendant committed the offense of tampering with physical evidence. When believing that an official proceeding is pending or may be instituted, he destroyed, concealed, or removed physical evidence which he believed was about to be produced or used in the official proceeding with the intent to impair its verity or availability. Date of judgment was January 30th of 2002, He received 5 years to serve. Court Exhibit E. Case number 00CR1170, the Fayette Circuit Court. Date of the offense is July 22nd of 2000. The offense is wanton endangerment, first degree. Defendant's name is Dewan Q. Malazzo. Count 1. On or about the 22nd day of July 2000, Fayette County, Kentucky, the above-named defendant committed the offense of wanton endangerment, first degree, by unlawfully shooting a firearm into the home of another, thereby manifesting extreme indifference to human life and creating a substantial danger of serious physical injury and/or death to the occupants in the home. Date of the judgment, December 29th of 2000. He received a 1-year placement to the Department of Juvenile Justice until he reached age 18. Court Exhibit F. Case number 05F2659, Fayette District Court. Date of the offense is August 22nd, 2005. The offense is possession of a controlled substance, third degree, and fleeing or evading police, second degree. Defendant's name is Dewan Q. Malazzo. Count 1, on or about the 22nd day of August 2005 in Fayette County, Kentucky, the above-named defendant committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance, third degree, when he possessed a Schedule 4 or 5 controlled substance. Count 2, on or about the 22nd day of August 2005, Fayette County, Kentucky, the above-named defendant committed the offense of fleeing or evading police, second degree, on foot by disobeying an order to stop given by a person he recognized to be a police officer, and in so doing caused a risk of physical injury to any person. Date of that judgment, August 30th of 2005. He received 30 days to serve on count 1 and 3 days to serve on count 2. And finally, Court Exhibit G. Case number is 95J1016. Date of the offense is July 20th of 1996. The offense is burglary in the first degree. The defendant's name is Dewan Q. Malazzo. Date of the judgment entered, August 16th of 1996. And the defendant was committed to commitment of juvenile to the Cabinet for Human Rights. Your Honor, at this time I would move to introduce the court exhibit. I have marked for identification as Court Exhibits H through T, certified copies of judgments for Quincinio Canada. I would move to introduce them as Court Exhibits H through P, not to be shown to the jury, to be asked aloud to read the relevant portion.
Court Exhibits H through P are read.
Court Exhibit H, case number 14CR 2064 of the Jefferson Circuit Court. The date of the offense is July 25th of 2014. The offense is robbery first degree, 2 counts, possession of a handgun by a convicted felon, and fleeing or evading police first degree, motor vehicle. Defendant's name is Quincinio Canada. Count 1. On or about the 25th day of July 2014 in Jefferson County, Kentucky, the above-named defendant committed the offense of robbery first degree when in the course of committing a theft, he used or threatened the immediate use of physical force upon another person with the intent to accomplish the theft, and 1, caused physical injury to another person who was not a participant in the crime or was armed with a deadly weapon, or used or threatened the immediate use of a dangerous instrument upon another who was not a participant in the crime. Count 2 reads the same way. It's the second count of robbery in the first degree. Count 3. On or about the 25th day of July 2014 in Jefferson County, Kentucky, the above-named defendant committed the offense of fleeing or evading police in the first degree when, while operating a motor vehicle with the intent to flee or elude, He knowingly and or wantonly disobeyed a direction to stop his motor vehicle given by a peace officer, and by fleeing or eluding, caused or created a substantial risk of serious physical injury or death to any person. Count 4, on or about the 25th day of July 2019, Jefferson County, Kentucky. The above named defendant committed the offense of possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. When having been convicted of a felony, he possessed, manufactured, or transported a handgun. The date of that judgment was September 1st of 2017. He received a total of 20 years to serve. Court Exhibit I is case number 22C011407 F6 1277. The Floyd Circuit Court, Floyd County, Indiana. Date of the offense was July 25th of 2014. The offense is theft. 2 counts. The defendant's name is Quincinio Canada. Count 1. In Floyd County, state of Indiana, Quincinio D. Canada did knowingly and intentionally exert unauthorized control over the property of another, to wit, a firearm, with the intent to deprive the other of any part of the value or use of said property. Count 2, Floyd County, state of Indiana, Quincinio D. Canada knowingly and intentionally exerted unauthorized control over the property of another, to wit, a wallet, with the intent to deprive the other of any part of the value or use of said property. The date of that judgment was March 12th of 2015, and he received a total of 480 days to serve. Court Exhibit J is case number 12CR1416. Fayette Circuit Court. The date of the offense is August 30th of 2012. The offense is wanton endangerment, first degree. Defendant's name is Quincinio D. Canada. Count 1. On or about the 30th day of August 2012 in Fayette County, Kentucky, the above named defendant committed the offense of wanton endangerment, first degree, when he wantonly attempted to push a person off of a second-story platform, thereby creating a substantial danger of death or serious physical injury to the person, and manifesting extreme indifference to the value of human life. The date of that judgment was February 6th of 2013. He received a sentence of 1 year to serve. Court Exhibit K, case number 12CR434, Fayette Circuit Court. Date of the offense, December 23rd of 2011. The offense is theft by lawful taking. Defendant's name is Quincinio D. Canada. Count 1, on or about the 23rd day of December 2011 in Fayette County, Kentucky. The above named defendant committed the offense of theft by unlawful taking, felony, when he unlawfully took property belonging to another. The date of that judgment was July 23rd of 2012. He received a sentence of 3 years to serve. Court Exhibit L is case number 11CR1199 of the Fayette Circuit Court. Date of the offenses are July 11th of 2011, August 7th of 2011, and August 9th of 2011. The offenses are assault 4th degree domestic violence, fleeing or evading police 1st degree on foot, and resisting arrest. The defendant's name is Quincinio Canada. Count 1. On or about the 11th day of July 2011 in Fayette County, Kentucky, the above named defendant committed the offense of assault 4th degree domestic violence when he intentionally caused physical injury to another with whom he was in a domestic relationship. Count 2, on or about the 7th day of August 2011 in Fayette County, Kentucky, the above named defendant committed the offense of fleeing or evading police 1st degree on foot when, as a pedestrian and with intent to elude or flee, he knowingly or wantonly disobeyed a police officer's order to stop, and by fleeing or eluding, he caused or created a substantial risk of serious physical injury or death to other people or property. On or about the 9th day of August 2011 in Fayette County, Kentucky, the above named defendant committed the offense of resisting arrest when he intentionally prevented or attempted to prevent a police officer from effecting his arrest by using or threatening the use of physical force or violence against a police officer or by using any other means creating a substantial risk of causing physical injury to the police officer. The date of that judgment was December 19th of 2011. He received a 1-year sentence that was probated for a period of 5 years. Court Exhibit M, case number 11CR67, Fayette Circuit Court. Date of the offense is December 7th of 2010. The offense is receiving stolen property over $500 and fleeing or evading police second degree. The defendant's name is Quincinio Canada. Count 1, on or about the 17th day of December 2010 in Fayette County, Kentucky, the above-named defendant committed the offense of receiving stolen property over $500 when he, acting alone or with another, received, retained, or disposed of a car valued at over $500, knowing or having reason to believe that it had been stolen. Count 2, on or about the 17th day of December 2010 in Fayette County, Kentucky, the above-named defendant committed the offense of fleeing or evading police second degree when he, as a pedestrian and with the intent to elude or flee, disobeyed a direction to stop given by a police officer who had an articulable, reasonable suspicion that a crime had been committed which caused or created a substantial risk of physical injury to the police officer. The date of that judgment was May 24th of 2011. He received a sentence of 1 year, but that was probated for a period of 2 years. Court Exhibit N, case number 14M4971 of the Fayette District Court. Date of the offense is June 9th of 2014. The offense is theft by unlawful taking under $500. The defendant's name is Quincinio Canada. On or about the 9th day of June 2014 in Fayette County, Kentucky, the above-named defendant committed the offense of theft by unlawful taking under $500 when he unlawfully took property worth less than $500 with the intent to deprive the owner thereof. The date of that judgment was July 14th of 2016. He received a sentence of 10 days. Court Exhibit O is case number 10M6262 of the Fayette District Court. The date of the offense is June 11th of 2010. The offense is possession of marijuana. Defendant's name is Quincinio Canada. Count 1, on or about the 11th day of June 2010 in Fayette County, Kentucky, the above-named defendant committed the offense of possession of marijuana when he unlawfully possessed marijuana. The date of that judgment was January 31st of 2011. He received a sentence of 3 days. And then I have Court Exhibit P, which is a series of 4 cases. First case number is 03J1618. Date of that offense, April 1st of 2009. Offense, robbery first degree, and receiving stolen property over $300. Defendant's name, Quincinio Canada. Date the judgment was entered was May 22nd of 2009, and he was committed to the Department of Juvenile Justice. The second case, the date of the offense is August 29th of 2008, receiving stolen property over $300. Defendant's name, Quincinio Canada. Date judgment was entered was September 12th of 2008. He was committed to the Department of Juvenile Justice. Third case, the date of that offense is November 7th of 2006. The offense is again receiving stolen property over $300. The defendant is Quincinio Canada. The date that judgment was entered was December 1st of 2006. The sentence was committed to the Department of Juvenile Justice. In the last case, the date of that offense was October 20th of 2004. The offense was assault third degree. Defendant Quincinio D. Canada. The date that judgment was entered was October 14th of 2005, and he was committed to the Department of Juvenile Justice. I would call Michele Blakeman as the Commonwealth first witness.
Michele Blakeman. give them the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay, you may ask.
Thank you, Judge. Please tell us your name.
Michele Blakeman.
How are you employed?
I work with Department of Corrections, the Division of Probation and Parole.
And what is your position there?
I'm currently an assistant supervisor.
How long have you been with the Department of Probation and Parole?
12 years.
And were you previously a probation officer prior
Yes.
to becoming a supervisor?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long were you a probation officer?
4 years.
Tell us what the duties are of a probation officer.
We monitor probationers and parolees in the community as ordered by the court and the parole board.
Supervised Juan Malazam in your capacity as a probation officer.
Yes, ma'am.
Was he on parole in June of 2004?
Yes, ma'am.
I actually want to start back in 2000, the year 2000, and work our way up to 2014. So I want to talk first about what's been marked as Court Exhibit E, which is 00CR 1170. Are you familiar with that conviction?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell us what that conviction was for,
Wanton endangerment, first degree,
and what was the sentence?
1 year.
And tell us about the serving of that sentence.
It was sentenced on December 22nd in 2000, and at that time, he was a youthful offender, so because of his age, he was sent back to DJJ custody until his 18th birthday.
Okay. And you had December 22nd as the date he was sentenced?
Yes, ma'am.
And so that would occur prior, I guess, to the judgment being entered?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that right? Okay, so that's where that discrepancy comes from. Okay, so that was OOCR 1170. Are you also familiar with 01CR 1153?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us what those offenses are.
Assault second degree and tampering with physical evidence.
Okay, and tell us what sentence he received.
5 years on the assault second and 1 year on the tampering with physical evidence, which was ran concurrent with the count one, so for a total of 5 years.
Okay. And was he sentenced to serve that?
Yes, ma'am. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison on January 25th of '02.
January 25th of 02?
Yes.
Okay. And then tell us about that sentence.
He actually served that entire sentence and served out June 24th of 2005.
So he received a 5-year sentence that served out in 2005.
Yes, ma'am.
07CR 19. Tell us what those offenses are.
It was 2 counts of wanton endangerment, first degree,
Okay, and what was the sentence given?
2 years.
Okay, and then I think that was run with the other one. So tell us what the offense is for 06CR 1686.
Possession of a handgun by a convicted felon and PFO second degree.
And the date that was entered,
November 9th, 2007.
and tell us what that sentence was.
On the 06CR 1686, it was a total of a 10-year sentence, and then the 07CR 19, it was a total of a 2-year sentence, ran consecutively for a total of 12 years to serve.
Okay, so 12 years to serve in prison. Did he serve the full 12 years?
He did not. He served a portion of that and then was granted parole.
And when was he released on parole?
March 1st, 2013.
Okay. I want to make sure I don't. Do you have Mr. Malazam's date of birth?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell us what that is.
8/14 of '83.
For me to be very clear, was he on parole in June of 2014?
Yes, ma'am.
And those are all the questions that I have for Ms. Blakeman.
Ms. Blakeman, can you tell the jury what the words concurrent and consecutive mean in the context of prison sentences and sentencing?
Yes, sir. Concurrent is the time is all ran together, and then consecutive is meaning the time runs one after the other. So if it was a 1-year sentence on one count and 1-year sentence on the other count, concurrent means it would be a total of 1 year. If it was consecutive, it would be a total of 2 years because one would run after the other.
Okay, thank you. I want to talk about a little bit about prison sentences, parole, and how these things work.
Okay.
You said you've been with probation and parole for 12 years.
Yes, sir.
So you're somewhat familiar with how time runs, what options are available, and the parole board, am I right?
Some, yes. Most of the time, once they get sentenced to prison, we no longer have dealings with them. It goes on to a whole different department, which they calculate their time.
Okay, and yeah, and I'm not going to get very specific, I'm just talking generally, and I think if I ask a question that's beyond the scope of your knowledge, it's fine to say you don't know.
Okay.
Okay. The Kentucky law has a designation called violent time. Some offenses are non-violent time, and others are violent time, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Robbery first degree, that's a violent time offense, right?
Yes.
There are no instances where robbery first degree is not considered violent time, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. What does Kentucky law say about violent time and how it operates, say, instead of nonviolent time?
It's a different percentages served. So with violent time, you would serve 85% of your sentence.
And that's 85% before what happens?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Before you see the parole board, correct?
Yes, sorry, I'm saying yes.
Okay. So you serve 85% of that sentence before and until you can go up for the possibility of parole, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, everybody's heard of, while you're in prison, you might get good time, right?
Correct.
Okay. There's different types of good time under Kentucky law, correct?
Correct.
Do you know what they are?
There's educational good time credit, there's meritorious good time credit, there's program credits, and they all vary.
Okay. There's also statutory good time credit, meritorious good time credit, and that kind of stuff, right?
Correct.
Okay. If you are serving a sentence of nonviolent time, isn't it true that you are eligible for all good time credit that's available?
Yes.
Okay. And if you are serving a sentence of violent time, you are not eligible for all good time credit, but you are eligible for some.
Correct.
Okay. Good time credit cannot lessen your sentence be below or sooner than that first parole eligibility date. Am I correct?
I'm not sure on that.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. So violent time is also not parole eligible, correct?
I'm not sure on that as
You're
well.
not sure on that either? Okay. All right. I think the last thing I wanted to ask you about was a life sentence. Okay.
Okay.
Under a life sentence, a person would be parole eligible after serving 20 actual calendar years of their prison sentence. Correct?
I'm not sure. Like I said, after certain things, I don't know how they calculate that time.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Does everybody that goes up for parole get parole?
No.
Okay. Are you aware that under Kentucky law, nothing can run consecutive to a life sentence?
I'm not aware.
Okay, that's all right. That's all I have.
Good morning.
Hello.
So you began to supervise Mr. Malazzo on March 1st, 2013.
Yes, ma'am.
And from March 1st, 2013 through the following summer, he had no parole violations while you were supervising him, right?
That's not correct.
Okay, I'm sorry, I thought that you had indicated that there were no violations prior to June.
I hadn't been asked that.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to ask you was, Department of Corrections is moving more and more towards using what are called evidence-based risk assessment tools, right?
Correct.
So those risk assessment tools are a way to perhaps more objectively look at what might be risk factors for offenders to reoffend, who should be paroled, who should be probated, things like that, right?
Correct.
And so that's based off of actual repairable evidence that's gathered, right?
Correct.
And so it will account for things like someone's background, their age, because how old someone is as they get older might make them, depending on how old, less of a risk, right?
It can, yes.
So when you as a parole officer or a probation officer would be preparing reports on people who are coming in front of a judge for sentencing or coming in front of a jury for sentencing maybe, you would be running that information through a risk assessment tool, right?
Correct.
And that's the same thing that the parole board does as well. They consider a number of factors, and one of those is this objective risk assessment tool.
Correct.
And the parole board is also going to be considering things like the nature of the offense, right?
Correct.
Okay, just let me know if I've got anything wrong. Someone's prior criminal record,
Correct.
any sort of statements from the victims or input that the victims would like to provide.
Correct.
If there are a history of probation or parole violations.
Correct.
The extent to which an inmate is participating in programs like rehabilitation programs or psychological programs at the facility while incarcerated.
Correct.
The education and job skills they may have,
Correct.
and their attitude towards authority. So, right?
Correct.
So those are all factors that a parole board will be considering. They're not just going to be looking at a defendant making an arbitrary decision on whether or not to grant parole.
Correct.
All right. I believe those are all the questions I have. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor, I just have two follow-up questions. You said that these risk factors are evidence-based, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And the nature of someone's convictions are considered to be a risk factor, is that correct?
It is more, not necessarily the present offense, it's more of other things. It's not necessarily the present offense that factors into the risk assessment.
What about prior convictions?
Yes, that does factor in.
So the number of prior convictions is something to be considered in terms of risk.
Yes.
That's all I wanted to make sure I was clear on.
Okay.
Next witness be kindly excused.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Blakeman.
Thank you.
May I call your next witness?
Raji Cofer.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give here today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
That's all I have to say on this.
Ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. Please tell us your name
James Cofer,
and how are you employed?
Department of Corrections as probation and parole officer.
How long have you been with probation and parole?
Going on 7 years.
And in your capacity, do you currently work in Lexington?
No, ma'am, I'm at the Richmond office currently.
Did you previously work in Lexington?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you were working as a probation officer here in Lexington, did you supervise Quincinio Canada?
Yes, ma'am.
Was he being supervised by your office in June of 2014?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to work kind of backwards up to present. So let's start with 11 CR 67. Are you familiar with that case?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us what those offenses were.
Receiving stolen property greater than 500, less than 10,000, and a fleeing evading police second degree.
Tell us what sentence he was given.
On the receiving stolen property, it was a 1-year charge. On the fleeing and evading, it was a 12-month sentence. He was given 1 year and probated for 2 years.
And did he complete the 2 years of probation?
No, ma'am. His probation was revoked on October 21st, 2011.
Did he then serve out that sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give us that serve out date, please?
That was November 1st, 2011.
And then 11 CR 1199. Tell us the dates of those offenses.
The offense, he committed the offense on July 11th of 2011. Those charges were for assault 4th degree, which he was sentenced to 12 months, a fleeing evading police first, 1 year, and a resisting arrest for 12 months.
And what sentence was he given on that case?
He was given 1 year and probate for 5 years.
I want to make sure we're clear on the dates. So the previous case, which was the receiving stolen property and the fleeing or evading police, he was originally probated.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct? In May of 2011?
Yes, ma'am.
And then our new cases, the assault 4th degree, domestic violence, fleeing or evading police 1st degree, and his resisting arrest occur in July and August of 2011.
Yes, ma'am.
And then that previous case, he gets revoked on his probation.
Yes, ma'am.
He serves out that sentence in November,
Yes, ma'am.
so a couple of months later. Let's talk about 12 CR 434. Tell us what that offense is.
Theft by unlawful taking.
And is that a felony?
Yes, ma'am.
What sentence was he given on that case?
He was sentenced July 19th for up to 3 years.
And then I think those sentences were run, you said 3 years. I think those three were run together. So let's talk about the other one and then the sentence combined. 12 CR 1416. What was that offense?
A wanton endangerment, first degree.
And what was the date of that offense?
The August 30th, 2012.
Okay. And then the date that that judgment was entered?
He
Or
was
date he was sentenced, I'm sorry.
January 25th, 2013.
And what sentence was he given on that?
1 year prison.
And then were those last three cases, 12 CR 1416, 12 CR 434, and 11 CR 1199, then served at the same time?
Yes, ma'am. No.
And tell us when he was released on those charges.
He was released on April 1st, 2014 on what's called post-incarceration supervision.
And how long is post-incarceration supervision
It is
supposed to last?
1 calendar year from the date you're released.
Did he complete that?
No, ma'am.
So he was released on April 1st of 2014. So he was being supervised by your office?
Yes, ma'am.
2014. Are you aware of Mr. Canada's date of birth?
It is March 4, 1992.
Those are all the questions I have. Thank you.
Mr. Gopher.
Mr. President.
Just a few questions, mostly about sentencing things.
Okay.
Have you ever worked on like the prison side of the DOC or not in the probation and parole office, or have you always been in the probation and parole?
I've always been a probation parole officer.
Okay. If these questions are beyond your knowledge, it's fine to say I'm not sure.
Okay.
We're talking about convictions on robbery first here. That's called violent time, right?
Yes.
You're familiar with violent time?
That would be 85%.
85% to what?
Of the time you were sentenced to serve.
Yeah, that you have to serve before you see the parole board.
Yes.
Okay. And in that same vein, we talked a little bit with Ms. Blakeman about good time credit.
Correct.
Okay? And people in prison, they can be awarded good time credit.
Yes.
Correct? Now, people that are serving violent time, they're not eligible for all types of good time credit, am I right?
Correct.
Okay, but they are eligible for some. Are you aware that under no circumstances the good time credit cannot reduce a violent sentence for less than that 85% mark?
I don't know how that works. It may not.
Okay. You're aware that violent time is not probatable?
Correct.
Okay. And so under no circumstances, if you're convicted of violent time, you can get probation?
Correct.
Okay. Are you aware that Kentucky law says that no sentence can be run consecutive with a life sentence?
No, it was not.
Okay, that's fine. Let me ask you just a couple about parole and how it operates. You have served as a parole officer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Say someone has a life sentence, and after 20 calendar years, they go to the parole board, and the parole board paroles them. How long is that person on parole?
For life.
For the rest of their life?
Yes.
Okay. Now take this scenario. Say someone has a 40-year sentence, okay? And they go to the parole board at 20 years, as they would, and the parole board decides to probate them, or parole them, at that point. How long would they be on parole for?
I'm sure they would, whatever time they had remaining left on their sentence, whatever that would be at that date.
So 20 more years?
Yes.
Okay. So even if you get parole, you're still on parole supervision for the length of the sentence?
Correct.
Okay. That's all I have.
Hi. Sorry, he blocks him. So as a parole officer, Mr. Tracy just went through the fact that a parolee still has the remainder of their sentence hanging over their head, right?
Correct.
And as a parolee, they're supposed to meet certain requirements like drug testing, having a job, meeting regularly with their parole officer, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And not picking up additional criminal offenses, right?
Yes, ma'am.
At the point that a violation of parole occurs, you as the parole officer can contact the authorities and you can request a warrant for that individual, right?
If we request a parole warrant, we would contact the parole board.
The parole board. And then that person would go back in front of the parole board and they would make a determination of whether that parole is to be revoked or not. Okay. So someone who is on parole has to maintain a specific standard of behavior in order to stay on parole.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Otherwise, you as the officer would contact the parole board and let them know.
Yes, ma'am.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, so you make that down.
Thank you.
Great.
At this point, Judge, I would mark for identification purposes as Commonwealth Exhibit 105, a certified copy of the Kentucky Department of Corrections certification on the calculation of parole eligibility, and be permitted to read the relevant parts to the jury.
May do so. Commonwealth 105 is admitted, may be read to the jury.
This will go back with you. So this is something you all can take. I've put the sticker on the page relevant to the 3 convictions that apply to both of them. So the 3 robbery convictions are at 85%. You heard that the sentence on robbery is 10 to 20 years, but then that's enhanced to 20 to 50 years or life. You'll see, like Mr. Tracy told you, on a 20-year sentence, someone is eligible for parole after serving 17 years. On a 24-year sentence, or anything beyond that, including a life sentence, the person is eligible for parole at 20 years. The tampering with physical evidence charge, which applies to Mr. Mawazin only, is a 20% parole eligibility. And so I will dog-ear that page for you so that stands out. That sentence is, it's a 1 to 5 year, it's a D felony. The PFO, because it's in the first degree, enhances that up 2 levels, so it's then to 10 to 20 years. But it's 20% parole eligibility. So a maximum sentence on that charge would be 20 years. You would be parole eligible after 4 years. And that's all for the Commonwealth, Your Honor.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, at this time we're going to take about a 10-minute recess. During this recess, no